Lincoln Lawyer, Season 3, that cliffhanger. That cliffhanger should be a crime. It should be a crime to leave us with a cliffhanger that good, and then we have to wait over a year to see the next season. Well, Season 4 does drop tomorrow on Netflix, and I cannot wait to see what happens to Mickey Haller. Comment down below, free Mickey. Mickey is my guy, and he is so loved. I cannot wait to see the reaction of his ex-wife, Maggie, his daughter, and his team once they find out that he is being framed for murder. So today I want to talk to you guys about the ending of Season 3, that cliffhanger. And I also want to talk about some predictions I have for Season 4. For instance, I do have like a few guesses of who could have possibly framed Mickey. But before I get started, let me introduce myself if you're new here. My name is Brandi, and I realize that you could be on any channel in the world, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. So please go ahead and like this video. It really does help the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. Now, Season 3 revolves around Mickey Haller representing Julian Lacoste. Julian is a tech entrepreneur accused of murdering Gloria Dayton, a former client and a former friend of Mickey Haller. So this case is very personal for him. Now, Julian is an IT pimp of sorts. He verifies the identities of people who book escorts in an effort to keep these escorts safe. And he enjoys about 20% of their profits as well. And him and Gloria work together because Gloria is an escort and they're also friends. But when Gloria was late with making a payment to Julian, he goes to visit her home one night and things get really heated. Gloria turns up dead. She turns up strangled, and her apartment was set on fire as well. And Julian absolutely looks guilty because he was one of the last people to see her alive. But Julian is adamant when he's telling Mickey that he absolutely did not kill Gloria. They did get into a heated exchange and he had to push Gloria off of him, but when he left there, she was alive. Mickey had his reservations with taking the case at first, but ultimately he did believe Julian, and he believed by him taking on this case that he could really get to the bottom of who actually killed Gloria. And Mickey was absolutely successful in doing so. Mickey is a beast of a lawyer, and he's so brilliant, but he's so down to earth at the same time. And he's willing to do anything to get his clients a not guilty charge. And this case was really tricky for Mickey. He had a lot of obstacles during the trial because it was a lot of corrupt policemen involved in this case. And his client, Julian, almost ends up getting stabbed to death in prison. So now Mickey is really convinced that somebody really wants Julian to be the fall guy. Now, the rabbit holes that Mickey had to go into to uncover the information to find out who actually killed Gloria ran very deep. Now, we see Mickey use a lot of underhanded tactics, and he gets a lot of advice from his mentor, which leads him to Bishop. And Bishop ultimately leads him to the killer of Gloria Day, who happened to be DEA agent James DeMarco. But why did Agent DeMarco kill Gloria? Now, here's where it gets a little bit interesting, but tricky. For over a decade, DeMarco secretly worked with the Juarez cartel. After arresting Gloria Dayton, he coerced her into cooperating by forcing her to plant a gun linked to a triple homicide on the opposing cartel boss, Hector Moya, sending Moya to prison for life. DeMarco killed her to keep the truth buried. And DeMarco was later killed and hung in prison on Moya's orders. So while this is a huge win for Mickey, he vindicated his friend Gloria's death. And also he won his case. He's also in a tricky position because now he exposed the whole drug enforcement agency and they may retaliate against him. Not only that, Bishop, who actually helped expose the DEA agent, ends up unaliving himself. So now Mickey is feeling guilty as if he pushed Bishop a little too hard. But what gives Mickey further motivation is when he goes to see his client Julian in the hospital, and that conversation puts the battery on Mickey's back to sue the DEA because they're partially responsible for his client Julian getting stabbed in jail. And the lawsuit is successful. Mickey wins, and we don't find out the exact amount that Mickey and his client are awarded, but we can guess that it's up there in the millions. And Mickey, he takes his team, Lorna, Izzy, Cisco. They go on a celebratory dinner. They're having fun. And Mickey is telling his team that he no longer wants to quit at this time, that he's just going to take a quick vacation just to recharge his batteries. And when he leaves that celebratory dinner, he gets into his blue Lincoln and he drives off. and he's pulled over by a police officer. The police officer is immediately shady, you could tell. He asks for Mickey's driver's license and registration, but he doesn't immediately tell him what he's being pulled over for. And Mickey is being pretty cooperative, in my opinion, and the officer tells Mickey to step out of the car, step around to the back of the Lincoln, and he shows Mickey that his license plate is missing. And Mickey is like, hey man, well, I parked downtown. Somebody must have stole my license plate. Just give me a ticket for the license plate. But then the police officer notices that there is blood leaking from the truck of the Navigator. And he tells Mickey to take his key and open up the trunk. And Mickey refuses. He's like, no, you can write me up, give me a ticket for the license plate being missing, but I'm not opening that trunk. And I'm like, they got the wrong one messing with Mickey. So Mickey refuses. The officer, he puts handcuffs on Mickey. He sits Mickey down on the curb like a criminal, and he opens the trunk. And whose body is in the trunk? Mickey's former client, Sam Scales, who happens to be a con man. So Mickey is looking bewildered. He doesn't know how the body got there. And that's how they leave us off. That was the cliffhanger in season 3. And this is where we get into the questions, the predictions for season 4. So first question, who is framing Mickey? And my first guess would be D.A. Suarez for 2 reasons, right? D.A. Suarez is newer in his role, and by Mickey suing them and winning all that money for himself and his client Julian, it makes D.A. Suarez look really, really bad. Also, the district attorney's office often collaborates with the DEA, so by Mickey exposing the corruption within the DEA, that somewhat makes the DA look bad as well. So I think that D.A. Suarez just wants Mickey out of the picture. And also, I think from a storytelling element, this will bring a lot of attention to the show because D.A. Suarez is the boss of Andrea, Mickey Haller's ex-girlfriend. So what if they make her a key element in actually helping Mickey get off, although she's not supposed to because she works for the opposing side? That'll bring so much good conflict and tension to the show since she works under D.A. Suarez. And my second guess of who framed Mickey would have to be maybe it's just DeMarco's comrades within the DEA. Maybe it's just his boys that just really want to get payback on Mickey. And my next questions are, who will represent Mickey? And is he even going to be in jail that long, or is this issue going to resolve itself pretty quickly? Now, we see from the trailer of season 4 that Mickey does appear to be in jail. We don't know for how many episodes he'll be in there, but at first, it's a few scenes in the trailer where it looks like he's representing himself. But we also see Lorna on deck, and we see his ex-wife Maggie on deck too. Well, they're both his ex-wives, of course. But anyway, I can't tell from the trailer if it's Mickey representing himself or if it's Maggie somehow representing him or if it's Lorna. And we know Lorna, she just passed the bar exam, so she can be representing Mickey, and Mickey could be kind of coaching her behind the scenes from behind bars. So that would be a really cool plot line to see Lorna doing her thing up there. And honestly, I really don't want to see Mickey behind bars the whole season. I do want him to be in there maybe an episode or 2. I mean, he deals with clients that are behind bars all the time. So I think this will really make him a stronger lawyer. But I am interested in seeing him come out of jail and take on another case that'll carry us through season 4. Another question I have is, why Sam? Why did they kill Sam Sells? Just curious to know that plot line. But guys, comment down below. Let me know your predictions for season 4. Let me know what you thought of that cliffhanger. Is it dumb? I know some people don't think that this season 3 I'm referring to, was as good as previous seasons. I would have to say that season 1 is definitely the best season in my opinion, but this show is phenomenal. It's almost as good as How to Get Away with Murder in my opinion. But again, just comment down below. Let me know your predictions, your thoughts on Lincoln Lawyer, and I will be covering Lincoln Lawyer after I watch all 10 episodes of season 4. But thank you all for watching this far. And if you did make it this far, just drop me a brown heart down below. I will see you on the next Lincoln Lawyer review. Stay safe out there. Peace.